Let's take a look at some examples of good student work and student work that didn't go so well, didn't quite get the point of the assignment. I'll start with the ones that didn't go so well, and then, progressively move towards ones that really got it. This is what we want to avoid. This is a drawing of the thing. It's not a continuous line. It's very cartoony, so it started with an outline and then got filled in. And I can see that like in the writing, if they would have done this properly, at least this would have been like that, and you would have connected to the writing and touched over the thing in multiple different ways. So this is too much someone just drawing what they think they know about the object. This is good hand-eye coordination, but the object itself was kind of poorly chosen, so it forced edge detection because it's a bunch of it's obviously a calculator, so it's good that they got that, but it's a bunch of flat edges, and so it's very tempting to trace your finger along the flat edges. What they should have done is like traced up over top, gone back and forth, and just moved the finger all around the object. That would have worked. But it's something like this that's flat and that has a lot of straight edges. It's going to tempt you away from that. This looks like they were doing it right, but they just didn't spend enough time on it. Same with these. Obviously, they didn't spend the full time on it. That's a problem with a lot of them. Same with this one. Very much focused on edge. Good hand-eye coordination. Like the object shows up and we can tell what the object is. But as soon as the object is like captured and we can tell what it is, they say, "Oh, I'm done," and I move on. They're not like really getting into the experience of touching around the thing for the full time. Focus too much on showing what it is. This one has really amazing hand-eye coordination. It feels very 3D, which is great, but it's still focused on edge mostly. I like some of the work that's going on here where they're moving across the surface more. And like in here, I feel like that is very three-dimensional, but they could have touched more of the surface and spent more time with it still, going over the object, going around the back. That would have been a more honest experience of touching it rather than trying to draw the thing. This one starts to get better. I can still tell what it is. It's still a little bit focused on edge, but again, that's because this object is so edge-based. But they do really touch over the big areas, so that's great. Like over an area like the horn, they really do touch around it a lot where there's surface to touch over. And even along the piping here, they do touch through the middle of it and stuff. So this one's really good. They explored it. They obviously spent the full time on it. I can tell what it is. Like that's all awesome. This one, which you may think is bad because you can't tell what it is actually really good. I can tell that they spent a lot of time in there just like touching over the thing, finding out what it felt like. I can't tell what it is. I think it's like a seashell, seen from the front. I think that's what it is. But it doesn't really matter. It's not about drawing the thing. It's about recording the experience of touching it. And that to me looks like someone who had their fingers sync up. They weren't worried about the object. They were just recording the path of their motion. And they did it for the full amount of time. Same here. Like they obviously just touched and touched and touched all over this thing. And because of that, it feels very three-dimensional. It's a little hectic. But that's fine. If you're touching over the thing all back and forth, it might look that way. And it feels three-dimensional. I don't know exactly what it is. Doesn't matter. It feels three-dimensional. It feels like the experience of touching something. This one's fantastic. Again, I don't know what it is, but obviously they touched all over this thing. They explored it. They spent the full amount of time. They did a really good job syncing up there. This is, I believe, the same thing. Yeah. This is the same thing. And these were with their eyes open, it looks like, if this is number 3 and 4. So they're avoiding trying to draw the thing and just going into this really honest experience of coordinating the hands and eyes or coordinating the fingers, and really spending the full amount of time. So I know this seems crazy, and like most of you would be happier with this because it looks like the thing, or happier with like this probably. This is good, but to me, this is more what I'm looking for. Not just, don't scribble just to scribble, but it's an honest exploration of recording your experience of touching the thing or looking at the thing.